Hey baby girls, today I'm going to show you how to laminate these brows and use a hybrid tint. I'm going to show you all my tips and tricks along the way, so let's get started. And Rose has never had her brows laminated, so let's make this beautiful shape look even more sensational with more definition and more colour. So first I'm going to cleanse the brows using HD Brows Squeaky Clean to ensure no oils or debris or dead skin cells on the surface of the skin or the brows. So I'm going to go in with step 1 of the brow lamination product. So you can see I'm actually applying this to the arches and the tails before I actually apply it to the bulbs. This is because the hairs are thicker in this area and I want to allow an extra minute before I apply it to the bulbs. This is to stop any over processing. The brand I'm using and I'm obsessed with at the minute is called Inlay and it's Brow Bomber. It's really strong, so you've got to be really cautious on your timings. I'm going to apply it in total to Rose's brows for 6 minutes. As the hairs become more soft and pliable, I use a dental brush to really make sure those hairs are stretched out and there's no kinks in them. So remember, I'm doing this step whilst the timer is on. If I was to do this before I set the timer, the brows would over process, so make sure you're doing this step while you're actually waiting for them to develop. So my 6 minutes is up and I'm going to remove step 1 of the lamination product using a lip applicator. The reason I like to remove it using this tool is because I like to remove the excess and put it on the back of my glove, just in case Rose's hairs didn't lay fully flat and I wanted to keep it on for a little bit longer. I have the product on the back of my glove to go back in an extra 30 seconds, an extra minute, however long I needed to. I'm wiping the brows using a dry cotton pad just to make sure all that product is fully off the skin. And now I'm going in with step 2 of the brow lamination product and I'm actually applying this all over the brows. Even though the first product I applied to the tails and the arches first, with step 2 I'm going to go in and apply this everywhere. And we're leaving this on for half the amount of time of step 1 plus 2 minutes. So we did 6 minutes, so we're going to go 3 minutes plus 2, which gives us 5 minutes. Yes, I can do maths, just about. And then we're going to go in with the dental brush again, and this is really important now because we want to set these in the position that we want them to look when the product is removed. So I'm going to sit them up in the air but just sleek them over slightly so they've got that really nice tidy shape. Once my 5 minutes is up, I'm going to go in and remove step 2 of the brow lamination product. And you can now see how sleek and neat those hairs actually have laid. And then I'm just going to go in with a damp cotton pad just to make sure there's absolutely no traces of products in the hair or on the skin to cause any more processing or any irritation. So I'm now going to go in and draw my guidelines to where I would like them to be ready for my hybrid tint. I think this is a really important step to do when using hybrid tint. It gives you so much more confidence in where you're applying your tint. You know you're not going to make a mess. You're going to keep within those lines, which is going to ensure you've got a gorgeous shape. If you make a mistake with drawing it in, you can just rub it out and apply again. I'm using my Buff Brows mapping pen and this really is absolutely amazing for drawing in those guidelines. If you haven't got it, go and get it. You will not be disappointed. So the hybrid tint I'm using today is the Aqua Drops. I'm using shade medium brown and I'm using 3 drops of tint to 1 drop of developer. Remember, whatever hybrid tint you're using, just look on the instructions of what is their ratio to tint and the developer, because this will be super important to getting that amazing coverage of tint on the brows. And you can see I've already applied the tint to the tails. You want to make sure you're not using lots of product. A little goes a long way with hybrid tint, as we're going to build over the top of it. I applied to the tails first, and then I sculpt underneath to make sure we've got a nice crisp, neat line. I don't want to bring the tint too high up in the bulb either, because we want to leave those bulbs nice and airy and soft. So you can see I'm applying my second layer, but making sure I'm applying it super fine in certain areas. And to ensure we've got that really nice ombre finish, I go in with my dental tool again, and I just pull that tint up into the bulbs just to give a really nice soft finish on top, so it doesn't look too blocky and too square. This is a really good tip for you girls hybrid tinting out there. So most hybrid tints will recommend you applying 3 thin layers. I only tend to do about 2 layers. I feel like this is enough for my clients. It still gives a soft finish whilst giving a nice defined tinted brow. And I'm also removing the bulbs before the rest of the brow to ensure that those bulbs are really nice and soft and airy. Once my 15 minutes is up, I remove using a damp cotton pad. Before I wax, I'm just going to go in and put a little bit of barrier on the skin just to protect the skin from any grazing. Because at the end of the day, the brow lamination product is a chemical that's been sat on your skin, which is going to cause you more irritation and more sensitivity. So by including this into your treatment, it really helps protect the skin. So now the brows are ready to wax, and I'm using my favourite Star Pill Azaleen wax. This applies so nice and it's really pliable, and you can move it quite a lot until it sets, so it gives you a lot of time to play. I'm not actually using any guidelines with pencil to follow my waxing line because I've actually already created this with the tint. So I'm just going to follow that tint line to give a really nice, crisp, sleek shape. I'm then going to go in with my little wax strips and remove all that hair. You can see they're pink today. I ran out of my white ones, so I had to pre-cut some pink strips, which feels very weird using pink ones, but it does the trick. Anyway, I'm going to let you enjoy the waxing bit because I find this so satisfying, and then I'll come back to you when we're ready for the next step. And if you're finding this video helpful, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I mean, can we just look how sensational these brows look? I'm just going to go over them with a little bit of HD Brows Comfort Me. This is just an oil that takes off all the wax residue. I'm just about to torture Rose with the threading. She just told me before this she was doing some nice meditation. Now I've just woken her up and probably killing her right now, but I just want to get rid of all those little fuzzy blonde ones. And then I'm just going to apply some after wax lotion just to those brows and that skin, just to soothe them all and make them feel nice and cool and fresh. I'm now using my new favourite Buff Brows concealer palette. And oh my goodness, this is insane. I'm using their Buff Brows brush to go with it, and I'm just going to highlight and just make that brow bone pop, and it just enhances the brows and makes them look even more amazing. I know this is makeup and it wipes off, but when the client is really red from the waxing and lamination, it just calms it down and just makes them look even more amazing. I also find it's a really good guide if you've missed any hairs out of the shape. When you do the highlighter, if there's some hairs that fall below the highlighter, you know to tweeze those hairs. So it also gives you a better finish with the brows. I mean, just look at these brows. They look so sleek and sexy, and I just want to pick them up and put them on my face. I am fully obsessed with these. So I think I'm in love with this brow gel. It's called BB Glue and it's from the company BB. It is absolutely beautiful. It finishes the brows off so nice and sleek and gorgeous. Doesn't leave any residue in the brows and holds them for the day. Honestly, this, if you haven't got it, add it to your bag. You will be obsessed and you will thank me later. And if you can't remember what these brows looked like before, here's a reminder. Just not really much shape. I mean, colour barely there. And then this is the brows after. Just look how phenomenal these brows look. I mean, her eyes look so much brighter and bluer, and oh my god, they just look absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy how these turned out. Thank you so much, Rosie. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to support my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.